we are back. Welcome to the first episode of predictions for the 2024-25 season. And we are launching, as always, with the FA Community Shield, pitting the Premier League winner against the FA Cup winner in the English Super Cup. It is Manchester City taking on Manchester United. And before we get into it, another massive thank you to everyone that supported me during the summer, throughout the Euros, throughout the Olympics. And I have to quickly say on that Olympics, apologies for an appalling prediction for that men's bronze medal match, with Morocco winning 6-0, and fair play to Morocco for that result. A thoroughly deserved bronze medal for them. If you missed my prediction for the other bronze medal match, and more importantly for the 2 gold medal matches taking place today and tomorrow, you can check out those videos with the link available in the top of your screen right now. But we are no longer here to talk about the summer break. We're no longer here to talk about the Olympics. We're here to talk about the new season, which kicks off tomorrow. I can't believe we're back already. In terms of the actual predictions going into next season, we're going to have my league predictor. That is going to be coming out for you at some point next week. And if we have time, we've also got a podcast coming with all of my actual season predictions in terms of top goal scorer, player of the season, all of that stuff. We're getting the Sharnbrook crew back together to do our season predictions. That video could be coming next week, could come a little bit later because it depends on the transfer window as well. But as for today, it's time to kick off the new season with the Community Shield. The fixture has been on the screen throughout. It's Manchester City and Manchester United. And finally, before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. On top of all of those league predictor and season predictor stuff we've got coming up for you next week, we will of course be bringing back the weekly predictions for the Premier League and all other competitions that we have covered over the past few years on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of that. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about tomorrow's match. It's Manchester City and Manchester United in the Community Shield for the first time since 2011, which is a really amazing thing to actually think about, that it's been 13 years since these two sides have contested the Community Shield together. I was actually there that day in 2011. Sadly, I won't be at Wembley for this one, but it was a 3-2 win to Manchester United after going 2-0 down. One of my favourite football matches I've ever been to. Unfortunately, though, it was City that got the last laugh, because 2 months later, they beat us 6-1 in the league, and then obviously ended the season with the last kick of the game with that Sergio Aguero goal. So hopefully that's not an omen for what's going to happen in this one. But look, the way you got to look at this is that this is Pep Guardiola's 6th Community Shield with Manchester City. He won the first 2. He's then lost the last 3, of which obviously they were the last 3 in a row because City have won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. But they've lost all of the last 3 where they've won the Premier League to get into this position. So that's the first thing that kind of goes in Manchester United's favour. Then you got to put into the fact that we did beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final to get to this position. So there's a little bit more momentum on our side for that one. However, the biggest issue regarding this prediction is the team selection, because it's absolutely bonkers. You can't even go off of pre-season. Like, I could sit here and talk about how United's pre-season hasn't been great. Man City's pre-season hasn't been great. City have conceded something like 12 goals in 4 matches or something over pre-season. They conceded 4 to Celtic, 2 to Barca. They've conceded goals left, right and centre, Man City. They haven't played great, but then they've not had many of their first teamers available. Equally, Manchester United have had some of their first teamers available, but not all of them, and they've not done great in pre-season. So form coming into this match is an absolute mess. Then, like I say, you talk about the team selection. So for Manchester City, all of these players haven't played in pre-season. De Bruyne, Foden, Walker, Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Stones, and others. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head. For Manchester United, the following players haven't played in pre-season: Dalot, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Kobbie Mainoo, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, and a couple of others as well. Then you've got the injuries. Ederson's injured for Manchester City, and I think potentially a couple of others are injury doubts as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'm more certain on Manchester United. For Man United, the following are already injured: Yoro, Malacia, Højlund. Then on top of that, Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw are all injury doubts. So How am I supposed to sit here and make an honest prediction about what I think is going to happen in this match when literally there is uncertainty over about 15 different players for each of these two sides? So I'm going to go into it in the assumption that the vast majority of those players that have missed pre-season due to their international commitments will get minutes in this match, provided that they're not already injured. So with that said, I think City will obviously be the stronger side. They do come into this off the back of a 4-2 win over Chelsea. That is their most recent pre-season fixture. Manchester United come into this fixture off the back of losing 3-0 to Liverpool. So I think Manchester City have to be considered the favourites. But honestly, with the way City have defended in pre-season, with the way Manchester United have defended in pre-season, this could be anything. I mean that. This could be absolutely anything. I'm talking like 6-0 Man City, 2 or 3-0 Man United, 5-all. This could be absolutely anything. So I'm going to go for what I would consider a relatively sensible prediction for this fixture, which is 3-2 to Manchester City. Obviously, as a Manchester United fan, after what I saw in the Liverpool game, I really do fear for us and fear we could get absolutely obliterated, as I feared that we could get absolutely obliterated in the FA Cup final just a couple of months ago. However, I think the tactics will be the same. We will sit in robust. We will play sort of like the false nine. Will Xerxes play? That's another one that hasn't played in pre-season that should be available. So will Xerxes play from the start? Will he play up front with someone like Bruno Fernandes or Mason Mount off him? Will it still be McTominay up front with Sancho maybe off him like it was against Liverpool, like it was against Manchester City in the FA Cup final playing the false nine? Who knows? I think that'll be the tactics. It will be to not play an out-and-out striker. It will be to target Manchester City's holding midfielder, be that Rodri if it is, be that maybe Calvin Phillips if it's going to be him. But to play like that, try and be robust, stop Man City creating their chances and then try and hit them when we can. But honestly, we've been so poor defensively in pre-season and been so gung-ho in attack that, yeah, I really think this could be anything. And I'm going to go for City. Haaland has a phenomenal pre-season. Pep Guardiola says he's not even fully fit and is still a potential doubt for both this game and the start of the season. But after he said that, he played him against Chelsea and then Haaland scored a hat-trick against Chelsea in pre-season. So who knows? Maybe it's all just mind games. Maybe everyone's going to be fit. Maybe everyone that's been away at the Euros and the Copa America are just going to come straight into the starting lineups because, let's not get it twisted, if they don't play in this match, they've had no pre-season prior to the start of the Premier League season next week. But I'm going for City. I hope it's Man United. It most likely will be City. But we're going to see. It's going to be a fun match. I really do think that. I think it's going to be an entertaining match. It's the first major trophy of the season, as far as I'm concerned. It's the English Super Cup. It's Manchester City and Manchester United. Come on, United. There'll be no post-match reaction immediately after the game. I'm away all day tomorrow, so whenever I get home on Sunday, that's when you'll get your reaction to this fixture. Thank you very much for watching as always. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments and by voting on who you think is going to win this match on the community page. I'll see you very soon.